Hey, what's up everybody? Back with another day where I'm going to show you how I am going to build a food plan for the day on an app called My Macros Plus so that I can make sure to hit my caloric and my macronutrient goals. I do these videos every single day, hoping that maybe showing you how I do mine will help you figure out how to do yours. So do me a favor, if you find this video to be helpful, please hit like on it, maybe even the subscribe button while you're here. Like I said, I do these videos every single day. And also do me a favor, I just launched a new website, cheapofitness.com. Link in the description down below. This is where I'm spending my time digging through Amazon looking for fitness-specific deals, discounts, coupon codes, sales, basically anything that can help you save a few bucks while trying to stay fit. cheapofitness.com, link in the description down below. I'm going to go ahead and start my recording here, but I wanted to show you something first. Now, one of the goals of me doing my daily food plans is I'm always trying to either gain weight or I am trying to lose weight, depending on the season that I'm in, because they're called bulking and cutting phases. So I'm in a cutting phase right now. The reason that I track my numbers is because I am a big believer that the math will do the work. In other words, if I just follow the numbers and the plan according to the calorie count that I am supposed to be hitting, then my weight will do what it's supposed to do. So very quickly, let me jump over real quick. This is an app called Happy Scale. Fantastic app. It is a weight tracking app. So what you're going to see here is, you can see December at the top, January and February. My weight was going up. Well, what happens if you go back and watch my videos at that time, that was because I was in a bulking phase. I was eating enough calories to intentionally gain weight, hoping to gain some muscle at the same time. Right around the end or middle of February, you can see that weight starts to turn. We see a dip here, right? And that's because shortly before that, I switched to a cutting phase where I went into a caloric deficit on every single day's plans. So I wanted to show you this for a couple of reasons. Let me turn this way. For a couple of reasons. One is I do these daily plans not just hoping that they turn out, but I trust that the numbers are going to do what I want them to do, which is in this case right now, because I am cutting, then the numbers, my weight should be going down because I'm following a cutting plan. My weight was going up whenever I was following a bulking plan. In fact, kind of neat here, so you can see today I hit 221.8. I haven't hit 221 since the very beginning of January in the middle of my bulk. So it's nice to see the evidence that the math does work if you just follow the overall numbers. So I just wanted to share that with you real quick as to why I am taking in a certain amount of calories at any time and that it actually does work. Let's jump over to My Macros Plus. Now, I've already built pretty much most of today's plan. I don't want to go over the plan with you necessarily, but what I want to do is pick it up from the point where we're at right now and go through the mindset of how are we going to finish this plan. Now, a couple of things to know. Yesterday, I mentioned that I started eating too early in the day. So because I am on a caloric deficit, I am cutting weight, means I am eating less food. Starting eating so early in the day makes the end of the day kind of difficult because there's not much food there to eat at the end of the day. The window was just too wide and I was eating through the entire window. Oops, I accidentally turned off my recorder here. And so today, the way that it went for me was I didn't start eating until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is much better because I am eating less food, but it's a shorter window of time. I mentioned yesterday, the way that you start your days will determine how you end your days whenever it comes to your plan. And so today, because I started eating later, it's now almost 10 o'clock at night. I've actually still got a little bit of food that I have to eat, which is what I prefer. I prefer eating late. So just want to kind of mention that was a little bit different today than yesterday, where by starting later, my preferred time, it allows me to eat a little bit actually later in the day, a little bit towards bedtime, which I actually like. So let's talk about what we're going to do to finish this plan up here. You can see here, after everything I've built already, we've got 634 total calories remaining. And when I'm looking at the macronutrients at the top, something that really stands out to me here is the carbs are still almost double what the protein I have left over, but even more so, the fat is down to 7 grams. So out of 634 total calories remaining, I want to use up about 400 of those, but I have to be careful not to do too much fat. I need to be very, very lean on fat here. So what I am thinking here is I need something carb heavy with a decent amount of protein to go along with it. My glasses are all goofy. What's up with that? They're all sideways. So when I'm thinking of carb heavy, I think of things like rice. I think of things like bread, but that doesn't really have very much of a protein aspect to it. It's just not there. If I look through what I've already put in here for my food that's already in the plans, maybe there's something here that I could just eat more of. I'm actually thinking, let's do this. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a fruit bar. You see the frozen fruit bar here. It says 0 protein, 0 fat, but 15 grams of carbs. Because my carbs are still so high, let's go ahead and add a second fruit bar there, starting to bring those carbs down. Let's do another bag of protein chips. Those are the Quest chips. I'm going to change that to 2. Now, what I'm doing here, instead of adding new food and introducing brand new food to the day, I'm just taking some of what I've already eaten, and I am expanding the volume there. That's another way to kind of build your food out. So even with that in there, I am still above on my fat, not by much. I lost almost 5 grams of fat on that, but my calories are getting down to closer to where I want them to be. Still, carbs are pretty high, so I really need to concentrate on the carbs right now. What can I do? There's nothing else to really expand. You know what I'm actually going to do here? I'm going to do another serving of gummy bears. Let me see what those gummy bears got them. Gummy bears for 1 serving, 0 fat, which works out perfectly. 23 grams of carbs, again, works great, and a little bit of protein. So I'm actually going to double that from 13 pieces to 26. 13 is 1 serving according to the bag. So we're starting to knock these numbers down a little bit. Protein and carbs are a lot more even with each other. I have 337 calories remaining, and look, that's just until I hit my max. I don't have to use up all 337. In fact, I'm fine if I use just another 100 of those and get it under 300. So how would I do that? How about, let me see, what do I have here that I could do that's somewhat protein? You know what, how about a couple of pieces of Ezekiel bread? Just one final sort of late night snack. That's going to knock down my carbs by 30. Put that there for a snack. What does that do here? 1775 remaining. And just for an extra boost, let's put some flavored Greek yogurt on that toast. That's 12 grams of protein, 8 of carbs, again, 0 of fat. I really like that. And so that's the way that we approached this. And this ended up being almost a flush whenever it comes to the macros at the top. Almost zeros across the board. I mean, none of them were zeros, but very, very close. And only 97 grams of, or 97 calories remaining. This ended up being a very good build. Again, part of this was because I was able to eat later in the day, so I was able to sort of have more food in a smaller window, which I prefer. But also, we approached this with thinking, okay, we have to be careful with this fat. The fat is almost used up, and we still have, at that point, it was 650 calories to go. Then we hammered the carbs next because that was the highest that was still there. We added those gummy bears in. We added the bread in, the Ezekiel toast, right? So we basically went for the things that were the most outstanding, but still being careful with the ones that were starting to get the slimmest, which was the fat. So this ended up being a very good day, a very good plan. I'm excited, actually, to have these last couple of pieces here. And so that's what it looks like. The app I'm using, again, is called My Macros Plus. There you go. It's a fantastic app. Cost a couple of bucks in all the app stores, but well worth it if it helps you stay consistent and hit your overall goals. I'm going to put a link in the description down below to the iOS store and the Android store so you can check that out and pick it up if it's of interest to you. If this was helpful to you, hit like on it, maybe even the subscribe, and check out cheapofitness.com. Fitness deals, discounts, coupon codes, sales, anything to help you save a few bucks while trying to stay fit. Link in the description down below. I am done with this video. See you tomorrow. Peace out.